On this week's episode of the Jesse T Show, the amazing and powerful Robert Hall, head coach and founder of Atlanta Performance. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you.
It's been a while.
Hey, yeah, pleasure, man. It's been a long time. So, how are things?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Just things are starting to move in the right direction.
Good to hear.
Very good.
Good to hear. Things you've been working on for a while, or?
A few things. Yeah.
Okay.
A few things. Probably the biggest thing right now is, as we were talking about earlier with Atlanta Performance, it is essentially what I've been working on for the past 8 or 9 years.
Sure.
As a coach, things just kind of start slowly, and you build momentum, and things get bigger and bigger. And it just came time to say, hey, let's give this a franchise tag. Let's give it a real name. Let's give it a real purpose. And now that the team has built itself, from scratch, it's time to make a splash.
So, a lot of things happening. We connected first back in 2011. Yep. I was doing some martial arts training, and you were the strength and conditioning coach over
Iron
there.
Clutch Fitness.
Iron Clutch over still Marietta?
I think so. They're now called X3. X3 absorbed them.
Okay.
Which just the evolution of business.
Yeah.
I mean, you take a company like Iron Clutch that started out as a small business that was in one location, and they had a second location. I think it was in Roswell, maybe.
Okay.
And then they kind of moved over into, I guess, more of a West Marietta area.
Sure.
And then, they were doing great. And the next 3 calls and says, hey, we want to buy your company. I don't really know all the details.
Sure.
I've been out of that business for a long time, but it's good to see that those guys did their thing, and they're still doing their thing.
Yep.
Just a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah. A lot of businesses, mergers and acquisitions, and they go through purchases and buyouts,
Sure.
and when one business looks attractive to another, they'll come in and they'll try to, make it look a little bit prettier and try to market it and stuff. So for you, did you start with them in 2011, or was it right around that time?
I think it was right around that time.
Okay.
It was kind of fuzzy. A lot going on back then. I think I actually started there in 2009.
09, okay.
I started there in 2009. My daughter hadn't been born yet. I think it was 2009, 2010,
Yep.
somewhere in that general area.
How did they find you, or did you find them?
So I moved to Atlanta in 2008 for school.
Okay.
And didn't have a penny in my name. It was me, the dog, and the car.
Okay.
The old story about the clothes on your back in the truck. Get out of here. But it was just I'm from Savannah.
Yep.
And I was 25, about to turn 25 years old. I'm like, well, I need to get off my ass and get going. And it took me a long time to get going, but they found me because I was training over at Coffee's Gym. Was still trying to do weightlifting, trying to get back into it.
Yep.
After a little layoff, and they just said, hey, we need a strength coach. One of the guys that's running our show, his wife's getting ready to have a baby. He's going back and forth. And
Was that Colette?
Jared Colette.
Yeah. Okay.
And we just need someone, here for him 2 days a week.
Yep.
So he can, take care of his obligations. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, for me, I didn't even imagine that I would ever be a coach.
Yeah.
I was an athlete. Athlete. That's all I really wanted to be.
Sure.
And it's so funny, how much my life has changed in the last 10 years, going from being an athlete full-time, and that's my focus, that's all I cared about. And now here I am, coaching 30, 35 people a week and trying to find time for myself to keep training.
Right.
And
protect your time.
Protect my time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Protect your time. 100%. That's I think that's the mission. Protect your time.
Sure. As a business owner, you have to do it. I mean, you have to make sure that you have to learn the art of saying no, and you can be polite about it.
Which is very hard to do.
Right. It is. Because you want to be everything to everybody or do everything and yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And letting go has been a big thing for me over the last couple of years, and delegating and either hiring people to do projects or freeing up my time for family time, for training, for business building. I mean, you have to learn how to say no. And some of the biggest entrepreneurs in the world are really good at it, and they protect their time down to the second.
Sure.
So when I met you in 2011, I was on my journey, my fitness journey, martial arts, all that stuff, and I thought it was really unique what you were doing within the four walls of that building, because they were martial arts first, but they also, to be a martial artist, you have to be conditioned. You have to be
strength,
great cardio,
speed,
exactly,
big speed,
right. And I remember I would train with you, and you had a lot of these great components, and I knew then that you were a really good coach. Like, you had Olympic lifting segments, you had some, and I don't know if this is anything that you're into, we'll find out, but like there was some CrossFit, I felt like to it, there was a lot, and I fell in love with your training. So I did your training stuff, I did some 2-a-days there, I was in it to win it. So you definitely had the ability to coach and train. So
that means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. So walking through that and walking through your evolution as a trainer, bring me back to when you first started. I think you were doing Olympic lifting, and like, how did you get into that? And you were playing sports, and then you segued into lifting.
Sure.
Primarily?
Sure.
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, even before high school, basketball was my love. Loved basketball. Watched Michael Jordan. Dennis Rodman was my guy. You know,
MJ, your favorite player of all time?
Rodman.
Crashing the boards.
Oh my God. Dude
sacrificed his body.
Dude was a savage. He jumped into this crowd, and he would, go out, he'd slide across the floor to get a ball.
Unbelievable will, and yeah.
You got to think, it's arguable, especially in this day and age, that Michael Jordan is the best player to ever play the game.
Sure.
People say LeBron, people say Kobe. It's Jordan. Come on. So
I'll back that up. Yeah.
So, even from Boston, for you, it's just kind of like Larry Bird. You had a lot of these guys, Robert Parrish, McHale, a lot of these guys, they were fabulous players.
Great sports town.
Nobody's Jordan.
No, I agree. I'm a huge Jordan fan.
So, same. So, but I love Rodman just because he was tenacious.
Yep.
He wanted it.
He didn't give a shit either.
He didn't.
He just really did what he wanted to do.
He did exactly what he wanted. Goddamn, he named the title of his book, As Bad as I Want to Be.
Yep.
It was his first book, and he's got a wedding dress on the cover. So, this is a guy who just does it his way. He's Sinatra.
Yep.
He's the Sinatra of basketball.
Yep.
He was a partier. He worked hard. So, and he
lived his best life.
He's still living his best life. Guy's in his 50s, and he's still, doing whatever he wants.
Doing his thing.
Wonderful. But, so I was playing basketball, and I'm not the biggest guy.
Yep.
When I was 14, 15 years old, wasn't the biggest guy. Had pretty good athletic ability. I could jump. Had good vertical leap. I could dunk a basketball in 9th grade.
Nice.
And don't know if I can now, but now I gotta find out. I gotta find out.
Yeah. Keep
posted. but got cut from my high school basketball team because, again, not enough size.
Yep.
Didn't look strong. Was just a bag of bones. Whatever.
Got prejudged on your ability and your heart and all that. Like, they didn't even give you a chance.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes. Years later, I found out the real reason was that I didn't get to make that team, but we won't get into that. It's not important. What is important is I took it to heart that I needed to get bigger, get stronger, speed, gain some muscle, things like that. Didn't gain much muscle, did I? So
looks can be deceiving. Super strong.
So go to the Anderson Cone Weightlifting Center, Team Savannah, Team Savannah, which is my home team, and met the Chaplin family, who was one of the strongest families in the Cohens. Met my coach, Michael Cohen, and they just kind of got me going. Hey, this is how you do a snatch. This is how you do a clean and jerk. This is bench press. This is a squat. They showed me, powerlifting, bench squat, deadlift, and I was like, this ain't for me. But what's this guy doing over here? Is it a snatch, a clean and jerk? What is that? Dude just throwing weight over his head.
Yeah.
300 pounds, you just bar over head.
Right.
Like, wow, that's cool.
What was it that caught your eye versus more the bench press or the squat or the deadlift?
I was watching Oscar Chaplin, who was an Olympian, 2000, 2004 Olympian, doing a snatch. I don't know how much weight was on the bar. He just I was like, how much weight's on the bar right there? And he's like, too much. So, just this little pipsqueak. He's like, get the hell out of here, dude. But, I kind of watched him and his brother Jim, still friends with him to this day, and I'm just kind of watching Jim and Oscar train, and these guys are just putting mountains of weight over their head, and they weren't big dudes.
Yeah.
Like, back then, Oscar weighed like 170 and Jim weighed 150.
Okay.
So, 77 and 69 kilos respectively.
Sure.
But putting 300 pounds over their heads.
Like it was nothing.
Like it was nothing. And I'm like, I think this is what I need to be doing because this is explosive and rebounds are explosive and,
You saw the parallel come together.
Yeah. In my brain, in my, kid brain, I'm thinking, this is what strength is.
Yeah.
Not this stuff over here. This is what it is. This is all body power.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to use your legs, your back, your shoulders, your neck. I mean, this is strength.
Everything all in one chain.
Everything all in the posterior chain. This is what I should be doing.
Yep.
And I did. And got connected with the right people. Went through a couple of coaches early on.
Sure.
To try it out.
Student finds the teacher, teacher finds the student kind of thing.
Sure. And then I finally found my coach about a year later, Michael. And I've been with him for 18 of the 20 years that I've been an athlete.
Wow. Wow.
So January 4th, 1999.
Okay.
So
Coming up on your anniversary.
2019, I'm coming up on the anniversary.
Look at that. Okay.
So I just kept going. And, basketball I was still doing a little bit of basketball. I played city leagues, AAU teams, things like that, traveled a little bit. But I just felt like I was losing sight of basketball because this weightlifting thing is just so tremendous.
Becoming tunnel vision for you. Yeah.
And then by the time I was a senior in high school, football coach wanted me to play football. Basketball coach wanted me to play basketball.
Wanted you to.
Everybody wanted me to start. It's like, oh, we'll come play.
Right.
Come on. And I'm just like, no, like
good for you.
This is past.
I'm sensing a little bit of a trailblazer kind of rebel was being built in you.
I don't even know if it was that. I just think it was the fact that I just like to do my own shit.
Yeah.
I don't like to follow social norms.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just since I was a kid. I mean, it might have just been the fact that I didn't have a whole bunch of friends when I was younger, and just
self-reliant.
Self-reliant. Yeah. I mean, all my friends are at the swimming pool. 6th grade, I'm down at my local marina washing boats.
Yep.
Like I'm serious heart attack. It was funny because, I had some great opportunities and, my family had a little bit of money, but I don't know, I just kind of wanted to do what I wanted to do and I didn't have a lot of friends. So I was just like, what can I do with my time? I don't want to go down to the pool because they're going to kick my ass. Pack mentality. They go to 6th and 7th and 8th graders are mean.
We've all been there.
They're mean bastards.
Yeah,
and,
I've been through it.
They've got this pack mentality. So you ride your bike down the pool, go to the pool.
Yep.
And these kids are like, get him. I'm like, nope, not doing it. So
I've got jumped a couple times.
Yeah. When you're little and everybody's huge, and they kick your ass.
Right.
But another reason to get into weightlifting, kids.
Sure.
You can defend yourself.
That's right. Or martial arts.
Or martial arts.
Yeah.
But we went down to the marina and I'm standing there with a soap bucket and this dude pulls up and I dock him in and I was like, mind if I wash your boat? And he's like, sure. Hands me a 20. And I washed this dude's boat. I cleaned off the window and everything and then gassed him up.
Yep.
Dude comes back an hour later. I'm down at the end washing the boats. And he said, that looks really good. Here's an extra $20.
Wow.
So I did that for a whole summer.
Yep.
And then I did it again the next summer.
Learn the value of money.
You learn the value of
hustle.
money.
Work.
And the hustle.
Yeah.
I think that's when I started to gain a work ethic.
Awesome.
And
this is still 6th or 7th grade?
6th or 7th grade.
Okay.
So getting back to the weightlifting thing, it's just, it just consumed me.
Yeah.
When you love something so much, when you get passionate about something, it just consumes you.
Yep.
It's all I wanted to do.
Yep. Eat, sleep, breathe.
And when you get good, you travel.
Yep.
And I was just like, wait a minute, you mean I can go around the country to do this? And my coach was like, Bubba, you can go around the world for this.
Wow.
And I was like, yeah.
So when did you start realizing outside of the passion and the fire that you were building and you were starting to, get an aptitude and you're starting to like what you were doing, when did you start really kind of hitting your stride and starting to travel and starting to win meets and even not even just winning, because the podium looks attractive to a lot of people, but it's the grind. It's the everyday putting in the reps, putting in the mechanics, learning, growing, falling on your face, getting back up. So walk me through that process as you're starting to grow and become the next level, and kind of how'd you get through that, and what were some of the things you did in terms of learning from other people or work ethic? What was some of your training like to get to those next steps?
So as far as having the right people around me at the time, that's important. You need to have people in your life, and this is probably the go home message for this podcast for me, is that you got to have the right people around you. You got to find your tribe.
Yep.
You know, I've had athletes that come and go, and you know, I've had athletes that have stayed with me. I've had athletes that have been with me for almost 10 years. I've had athletes that have been with me for 10 weeks.
Okay.
But you know, I can already tell right away, you know, who my tribe is.
Sure.
You know, I just you feel it.
Yep.
You know, I'm an empath.
You know.
I feel things. I feel things, sense things.
Yep.
You know, I'm very in tune with my world, even though I act like I'm not.
Sure.
I don't want people to, I don't want people to steal my secrets.
Sure.
Don't steal my energy. Don't steal my juju.
Although he's giving away some secrets today, so.
But you know, we were so fortunate in Savannah because we had an Olympic program that was supported, you know, by this wonderful staff of coaches and people that really wanted us to succeed. You know, as you get older, you kind of find out things. But you know, when I was younger, you know, this is kind of what you do, and I had a lot of really good people that were always very supportive. One of my dear friends, who still friend of mine today, is a woman by the name of Cheryl Hayworth.
Okay.
And she was a bronze medalist in the 2000 Olympics, the first Olympics that women's weightlifting was featured.
Wow.
And she's still a national record holder to this day.
Okay.
Tremendous athlete, wonderful human being.
What were her lifts that she was?
Cheryl snatched 128,
okay,
which is like 280, 281.
Wow.
And then she clean and jerked 161, which I think is just north of 355.
Wow.
Tremendous athlete. But the thing that's really telling about her is forget the fact that she was a fabulous athlete. She's just a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
And
speaks volumes.
It speaks volumes.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here as this skinny little shit trying to snatch, trying to clean and jerk, you know, learning how my body works. And she came down, she sat right next to me and introduced herself. This woman was a national champion at this point. She's an Olympian.
Wow.
I am a nobody.
Yeah.
She walks over and says, "Hi, I'm Cheryl. Nice to meet you." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm Rob." She said, "Yeah, I know who you are." And I just, wanted to come over and introduce myself and say I think it's cool that you're doing this.
So as far as after meeting Cheryl and just continuing on your journey as an athlete, can you speak a little bit more to that?
So basically, I wouldn't call it the pinnacle. I'd say for me a turning point was in 2000. I'd been training for about a year and a month at that point, 13 months. I won the junior national weightlifting championships in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
That was a big one for me because that's like the first logical step. And we started traveling more and more. Went to the American Open, which is a secondary competition to the senior nationals. If you're a good enough junior, you get a bid to go to the senior nationals, which is a cool thing. And it just kind of kept moving. Georgia Games and Junior Olympics, and you have all these different competitions. And you just go.
Yep.
And you hope to win.
Yep.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't.
For the viewers, what is the difference between a junior and a senior when you're doing nationals?
So a junior is going to be anyone. We'll start with so youth. Youth is 17 and under.
Okay.
The junior was 17 to 20. Now it's 18 to 20.
Okay.
And then senior is 21 years of age up to 34. Masters are 35 and older. I am considered a master.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Show enough.
Yeah.
Who's the master? So, anybody who's 35 and older is a master now. It used to be 40, and I think even CrossFit adopted 40, but now CrossFit has gone to 35 as well.
So that's the trend.
That's the IOC.
Yeah.
The IOC said all masters are 35 and up from now on.
Okay.
We're just going to make that a line in the sand.
Okay.
And it works out really well. I mean, you can go to boxing, you can go to judo, you can go to weightlifting, swimming, etc. 35 is a master.
Standard across
the board. However, you see people like Dana Torres.
Yep.
She's an Olympian. She's in her damn 40s.
Wow.
She's a rock star.
She can still compete at that
rock
level.
Star. Absolutely.
Yep.
If you can still compete at the elite level and you're in your 40s, that's fine. There's a lady, Melanie Roche, who was the world record holder for women in weightlifting.
Sure.
I think it was like 113 at 53 kilos body weight.
Okay.
So this is
That's
a tiny little
tremendous.
woman. She's a former gymnast, and I don't know if she was quite 40. She may have been. I'm not really sure. Don't quote me. But this woman made the Olympic team in her late 30s, early 40s.
Incredible.
Tremendous. Just huge, total, great person. 5-6 kids. They live in Washington. Happy as hell. Great people.
So there's a lot of opportunity if you're doing the right things. I mean, there's
Absolutely.
probably natural ability that is there, but then there's people that work their butts off.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, at that level, you have to work your butt off, and you have
That's
to
it.
have a good diet, and you have to have a good regimen and take care of your body. And so what are some of those things look like for you? So like talk about your training today and talk about how you take care of yourself and how you stay in the game. Not, we're both about the same age and we're both young in life, but for sports, there's usually a cliff, and, and eventually we all get to that cliff, but it sounds like you're still performing, and I saw a meet that you went to recently that you did really well, and so if you could speak to that as well.
So when I was younger, and doing my best lifting, I should say, I was just eating whatever the hell I wanted because my metabolism was so stupid.
You burn everything off.
You just burn everything off. Couldn't gain weight, couldn't do anything, just, all right, well, I'm quick, I'm getting strong, I'll just stay the course. Eating pizza, eating bullshit. My mom
living the dream.
But my mother, God bless her, she would make sure that I had some quality food during the day. She'd always make me a really good dinner. Lots of vegetables, lots of meat, things that I've carried over into my adult life. Just kept winning. And I won the University Nationals twice, and I won the pinnacle for me was winning the American Open in 2005. That was really cool, because it just kind of put me to that next level.
That's awesome.
And it really helped me. It's really kind of helped me as a selling point for my business, because I've been there.
Yeah.
And I'm one of I think 3 or 4 coaches in this area that not only competed, but competed at a higher level, elite level.
Yeah.
So now, as an older athlete, as a master's athlete, gray in the beard, I don't train 5 days a week anymore. I'd like to. No.
Yeah, just doesn't.
It doesn't want it.
Sure.
None of this wants to do 5 days a week anymore. If sometimes I'll get a wild hair and I'll do 5 days a week, and I'll pay for it for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
But it's typically 3 to 4.
It's smarter though. You're
smarter.
You're more efficient.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
You know what you have to. You know your body. You know what you're capable of. And sometimes you push, and then sometimes you dial back.
It's all about quality.
Yep.
Quality over quantity, and I think that's in life and in business as well. You want quality athletes, you want quality clientele, you want to have people that are engaged, that really want to succeed.
That's right.
And I think that helps you with your business as well.
It goes back to your tribe. You want people that are
100%
want to follow the process. They want to get into the meat and potatoes, pun intended, but they want to learn how to do it. And I think that someone who's been there before at that high level, competed and won at a high level, you can give them that roadmap on how to do it. And you've been doing it for more than you've been like half your life.
I mean, you can give them a roadmap. But it's not always about knowledge. It's not always about intent. It's execution.
Yep. Execution and
execution,
doing it. And so there's also the other side to what you do today. I mean, you're an athlete, and you're training athletes, and you talk about 35 to 40 people that train with you, and they're your students, I guess, or you're their leader in a sense. So what does that process look like for you, and how do you train multiple people a day? Where do you train locally or even abroad? And just talk to me about the business side of what you're doing.
Sure. So I work out of CrossFit HD in Chamblee.
Okay.
Atlanta Performance is at CrossFit HD.
Okay.
I'll go around to other gyms around the area for fun. Like today, I'm going to go see my friend Cheryl at her gym, Hayworth Weightlifting in Buckhead. We're going to go train and goof off, and
awesome.
Hopefully I can convince her to put on her boots and train with us today. Okay. We'll see. But I think you take an athlete, and you just give them what they need. You want to focus on the lifts, but you also want to focus on weaknesses.
Sure.
If an athlete is having trouble pulling the bar off the floor, we want to give them more deadlifts. If they have trouble standing up with a clean, we want more squats. I mean, accessory work is critical, core work is critical, trunk stability, things like that.
What about the mental aspect of the game? Just like
99% of this game is mental.
Yep.
I don't give a damn what anybody else says. You can be prepared all you want. You can do 600 reps a month. You can do 600 reps a week. If you don't have it here between the ears, it's not going to work.
Sure.
It is not going to work. And it took me a while to figure that out too, because as a young athlete, puffing your chest out.
Know everything.
You know everything. And
invincible, all that.
Yeah, and even adults as young athletes, they think they're invincible. They think they know everything. They know more than you do. But you don't do something for 20 years and not pick up a few things.
Sure.
And for me, I was about 18, 19, 20 years old when it finally clicked for me, and I said, you know what? I surrender.
Yeah.
I'm just going to quit being
I'm
going to quit being an asshole,
Yep.
and I'm going to just let my coach. I'm not going to do basketball anymore. I'm not going to, go out and party anymore on the weekends with my friends. I'm not going to, go do all this crap. I am all in.
Yep.
And once I narrowed my focus into what I thought was the most important thing in my world, everything fell in place. It was just boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
And that's kind of what it is with this business as well, because right now I've got a very narrow scope of what I want it to be for now.
Yep.
But I've got these little, if it's a river, it's got tributaries.
Sure.
It's got tributaries.
Sure.
And, there are other things that I want to do. That's the reason I called it Atlanta Performance, not Atlanta Olympic Weightlifting.
You didn't want to just pigeonhole. You want to be able to extend and do different. Yeah.
And it's worked out, and it's worked out well because, here's this Olympic weightlifting thing. CrossFitters are coming to me.
Sure.
And, high school softball players.
Yep.
And, soccer players. Like, I had a guy who's 65 years old. He plays golf. And he tore up his back,
Yep.
and he can't do anything, and it pisses him off. So, this is a guy I've known for several years from my side hustle.
Sure.
I've got a side.
Yep.
If you don't have a side hustle, get your ass to work.
Need the side hustle.
Need the side hustle. So, we talked about. I said, goddamn, Dabby, come see me. Let's chat.
Yep.
And we got him doing some deadlifts, and he's like, I don't know if I want to be doing deadlifts. I said, no, you've got to do the range of motion. You've got to start working.
Yep.
And then we got him into side to side. We got him into oblique work. I don't know if I want to do that. It's going to hurt my back. And I said, no, it's not going to hurt your back. If you do it correctly, execution.
Yep.
It's not about knowledge. It's about execution.
Yep.
If you do it correctly, everything's just going to fall into place. Surrender.
Yep.
Just surrender.
Yep.
Let me do my job.
Give into the process.
Give into
Trust
the
it.
process.
Yep.
Trust the process. That's the hardest thing for people to do, is they don't want to surrender.
Sure. Because they don't know what they don't know. And
they don't know what they don't know.
It could be whatever reason's holding them back, but eventually when they do, a whole new world opens up.
Yeah. So, at Atlanta Performance, we talk about, training. We talk about nutrition. We talk about life. I love to talk about life.
Sure.
I mean, we could do an entire podcast, not talking about lifting.
100%.
You and I could just sit here and wax poetic about Joe Rogan, Gary Vaynerchuk,
Absolutely.
Tim Ferriss, these guys that are Jocko, these guys that are really, that influence us.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would be a great episode, so we'll probably do that in the future.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm down.
For sure.
You heard it here first, folks.
You
Episode 28.
So now that you're present day, you've gone through a lot of trials and tribulations. What was probably, I guess, something that was an obstacle or a speed bump that really kind of helped you get to where you are today, and how did you overcome that in the business sense?
I think the biggest obstacle that I had to deal with was myself, getting around myself. I wanted to be an athlete. I didn't want to coach. I wanted to be an athlete. I told myself, I'm an athlete. But organically, I just started becoming a coach because I love to impart knowledge.
Sure.
I love to give people what I know. I mean, what's the sweetest sound you can hear?
Yep.
Your own damn name.
That's right.
What's your own voice?
Yep.
Dale Carnegie.
Yep.
And you sit there and you think, this is good. This is really good. You pat yourself on the back. And you can't do that because that's not the purpose. The purpose is to make that other person better, not to make yourself better. You're gonna be better because other people are getting better.
Yep.
It's like, I'm not fulfilling, myself. You can't do that shit. You have to give someone else fulfillment.
That's right.
That's the only way you win at life.
Leave the world a better place in a sense.
You have to leave the world people better than when you came to it. You've got to leave it better. And it took me a while to figure that out because, I was here I'm this guy, I'm this young, arrogant asshole, and I'm the shit.
Yep.
What's up? I'm the shit. I'm the man. But I'm not. I'm just a guy. I'm just here. I'm a speck on a speck in a speck.
That's right. So time is finite.
Yes.
You want to make the most of it. Like
Sure. Absolutely.
So kind of wrapping up the business, what are some of the things you're working on today? What are you trying to accomplish here in the next foreseeable future? What are some of the goals here?
So the biggest goal for Atlanta Performance right now is we have all these athletes, especially young athletes, youth athletes. Our youth team exploded in the last month. I went from coaching 3 youth athletes to coaching like 12, like that. And a lot of it had to do with this CrossFit HD gym where I'm working.
Good partnership there.
Good partnership. CrossFit HD has been a blessing. I was in another gym over the summer, and things just didn't work out. And it's really hard to say that I'm thankful that it did.
Sure.
But I am thankful that it did because, when you really sit back and you think about it, it just wasn't the right place for me to be.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful to the owners of that gym for giving me that opportunity.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They're great people, and it just wasn't their vision and my vision. I guess they just didn't mesh.
And it happens.
Yeah. So you go to another place and you find your tribe.
Yeah.
And Jillian and Brian Bell, who are the owners of HD, have been fabulous. And I coached their children.
That's awesome.
And when I started coaching their 3 children, a bunch of other parents were like,
"Yep,
what are they doing?
Yeah,
can we get in there? Of course, bring them in." So now the business, hasn't necessarily changed for me as much as the scope is starting to get a little more narrow.
Okay.
For the time being. Again, it's a river with tributaries.
Yeah.
It's a river with tributaries. So right now, our youth and senior programs, our master's programs, just the weightlifting in general is the goal. We want to take, my goal is to take 30 athletes around the country next year.
Okay.
I also want to take my business nonprofit.
Yep.
Because I want to be able to award scholarships and kind of help some of these athletes with travel and things like that, because it's expensive.
Yeah.
Weightlifting is a very expensive sport. Any Olympic sport is going to be hella expensive because of your travel, your accommodations, your food, getting kids in shoes. I mean, a pair of weightlifting boots is $200.
Wow.
Expensive. But they last forever.
Yep.
I've had the same pair of shoes for 8 years.
Wow.
I lift in them every day.
Okay.
Love them. I've had tons of pairs of shoes. You make an international team, they give you a pair of shoes. They give you a pair of shoes.
Yep.
Give you outfitting. And they give you pants, a shirt, shoes, give you tennis shoes, flip-flops, give you everything.
Start to scale up a little bit once you hit those the next levels.
Team Savannah all over your body.
Nice.
And did Team Savannah, Team Atlanta.
Yep.
Team Savannah too. Thank you, coach. But you get outfitting, and I want to be able to do that for my team, not just for the kids, for the adults too, because they deserve it. They work just as hard as everybody else.
Yeah.
Masters weightlifting deserves the same recognition as youth weightlifting.
For sure.
I mean, you're doing the work.
Yep.
It's hard to be a world champion. It's hard to be a national champion.
It takes a village, so to speak.
It takes a village. It takes a village. And I'm very fortunate that with the kids especially, that the parents are so involved.
Yeah.
Wonderful parents. All these wonderful parents.
That's awesome.
So our business has kind of really, narrowed its scope back into weightlifting. We still have the tributaries of CrossFit and all this other stuff, but we're gonna see a big explosion next year. I can already sense it. I'm just the fuse has been
You're
lit.
working towards it.
Yeah, fuse has been lit. I'm just gonna wait to watch that dynamite explode.
Nice. So Rob, it's been a pleasure getting to know you through the show, and I've known you for some years, and hopefully the viewers can connect with you as well.
This has been great, man. Thank you so much.
It's been awesome, man. It's been my pleasure, my honor. So this is the portion of the show where we'll go ahead and we'll go into rapid fire, a little bit more about you and some of the things you're into. So talk to me about your favorite restaurant or food anywhere locally or around the world.
Sushi.
Sushi, okay.
Bathed in hot sauce.
Okay. Favorite location locally or internationally? You got a spot?
Not really. I mean,
No? Just to go to.
Yeah, just to go to.
Sure.
Houston's, what a great restaurant, Houston's. I want to try out Little Alley Steak. Have you heard about Little Alley Steak?
Funny.
Is it good?
We were just talking about this. There's a buddy of mine who went there for his birthday, and we had like this huge little Facebook thing going about like what the best steakhouse was in Atlanta. And Little Alley Steak was definitely one of them that came up. So I have not been yet, but Hal's is my favorite steakhouse in Atlanta.
Okay.
Buckhead.
Okay. Bones?
I love it. I haven't been to Bones, but I've heard of it.
Bones is nice.
Yeah.
Bones is nice.
Yeah. What about craziest thing that ever happened to you or that you've done?
I'm not going to go to jail. I'm not going to go to jail, am I?
No.
Is there like a bug?
Right.
Is there?
There is no. You're not being recorded. Outside of this.
craziest thing I've ever done. So I guess I have a decent vertical leap.
Okay.
And when I was younger, it was even better.
Sure.
And when we were in high school and early college, I drove a Nissan Pathfinder, and we would take bets and say, "Hey, Rob can jump up on top of his car."
Sure.
The hood? No, like the top of the car.
Wow.
And like feet first, not like he's going to land his butt on it and do like a hip thing, like a little how you doing? No, from the ground, just 3 steps
straight up
onto the damn roof of the truck.
What? That's crazy.
And we would just take bets and we just clean up.
Wow.
I had a bar in Savannah, and the bar was probably about, way high, tall bar, Scottish pub, and I'd bet the people that were hammered, it's like, hey, I bet I can, double my tip if I can jump up on the bar and show you a cool bar trick.
Yeah.
And I'd do that, and I'd do a backflip off the bar after I jump on it.
Is there a video of this existing anywhere?
I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, I got a guy, David Barnhill, his name, we call him Boomy. Sound like Boomhauer from goddamn King of the Hill. Right. So if anybody's got the video, it's him.
Okay.
So I'm going to call him. He lives in North Carolina.
If we can find it, we'll put it in the
He has a bar
show.
in Savannah called Boomy's.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's really sweet. But yeah, if he's good, I bet he's got a video.
That'd be awesome.
Damn.
Yeah, we'll see if we can track it down.
All right.
Right now, podcasts, audiobooks, or just hardcover books. What are you reading? What are you listening to? What are you into?
Just finished Tools of the Titans.
Nice.
Penny Ferris.
Yeah.
You've got some fabulous books in here. I'm going to come in here next week and just read books in your place.
Always welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk is a rock star. That guy's he's just real.
Yep.
He's real. He's raw. He doesn't give a damn what anybody thinks. And he's going to tell you.
There's power to that. For sure.
Oh man, there's so much power.
Yep.
And he's just going to tell you exactly what he thinks. Joe Rogan's great. Jocko's great. Here's a guy that gets up at like 4 every day.
Yep. Works out at 4. Like he's working out by 4:30.
I feel like a lazy piece of shit when I get on the damn Instagram in the morning and I see this bastard's he's got his damn watch on.
Point. Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap!
Yep.
Like, I am wasting my time sleeping in till 5 a.m.
It makes a
what
big
a
difference,
jerk I am.
right? It makes a big difference. More time in your day.
Absolutely. And then I read for pleasure too. I'm reading Roald Dahl series to my daughter. We just finished James Johnny Peach. We just finished. We just started Matilda.
Okay.
That's
awesome.
My friend Beth Axtell gave me a big volume of their books for Christmas one year for her.
It's a great gift.
And so yes, fabulous gift. And so we just read those books, and then for pleasure, I like the Ian Fleming series.
Yep.
I just finished You Only Live Twice.
Yeah.
I just started Thunderball. The James Bond novels, wonderful. They're great reads. They're short. They're like 150 pages. Very insightful. Very worldly. You need an OED for it. That's an Oxford English dictionary.
Right.
So you do because he was just a brilliant guy, and what a great story about him too. But
sure,
way down the road, and anything that I find useful online, social media, things like that.
Sure.
There's some great social media blogs out there, or Instagram pages, I should say.
Yep.
Soul Guidance, Words Are Weapons.
Yep.
I mean, there's just fun stuff out there.
Just leveling up and growing.
Dale Carnegie, the Carnegie Foundation has it's at Dale Carnegie, and it's got his quotes. That's it.
Yep.
And they're fun. It's just like,
it's amazing what like a few words can do. Just change your whole day.
Words are weapons.
They are.
They're weapons.
They could be good or bad, right?
Absolutely.
So tell me about a time where you learned from a client mishap or mistake that changed the way that you do business for the better.
So this would have probably been. This probably would have been 2 or 3 years ago. It's hard to remember, but about 2 years ago, I had an athlete who came to me, and I've always been one of these coaches where it's just like, because it's kind of how I learned. We don't really care what it looks like. We just want you to be strong and fast, and we want you to lift the big numbers. And that's such an egotistical thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
It's awful. And I got away from that because I'm still trying to get away from that, but I feel like I'm doing better. And you look at some of the other coaches in the country and around town, and they're very technique driven, strength driven. Everybody has their own kind of way that they approach things. And when I started reading more books about weightlifting, that's when things just kind of started to turn for me. You have an athlete that wants to have the best technique, the most flawless technique, doesn't care what it looks like, just wants to be flawless in their technique. That's when you kind of turn to yourself and say, I'm doing this athlete a huge disservice by continuing to teach them in my style.
Yep.
So you adapt, you change the game. And, it really helped me evolve as a coach because I'm not doing it necessarily my way or the highway anymore. I'm going to listen to you.
Right.
And I always listen, but now I'm really listening.
You're a true coach.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an evolution. It's an evolution of life. I don't remember who said it, but he said sometimes you just got to give your shit up.
Yeah.
And for me, it's tough because you want to be right.
Yep.
But you don't want to be wrong. And I would rather be not wrong
sure.
than right, because you've got to make sure that at the end of the day you go home and the people that you're working with are happy.
That's right.
Because if they're not happy, then you're not going to be happy.
Yep.
And if they're not happy, they're going to leave and they're going to go find somebody else. It's true in any relationship. If they're not happy, they're gone.
Yep.
Goodbye.
It's incredible. It's a beautiful handshake, as we call it, for sure. Mm-hmm. And taking care of people, they'll take care of you. Current hobby or passion project? I know you got a lot going on, but is there anything that you have for a hobby or passion project that helps you kind of make everything better?
I guess what I do for a living is my hobby, is my passion.
Sure.
I mean, I get the opportunity to wake up before dawn every day, and I get to work with tremendous people.
Yep.
I got a guy who is a developer.
Okay.
And he just broke ground on a huge construction project in Midtown.
Okay.
The mayor was there.
Nice.
And this guy, one of the best things that he ever told me is he gets to come in every morning and train with me and start his day on the right foot. Yep. And it energizes him and it gives him positivity, and that kicks ass, because to me he's telling me thank you.
Yep.
I get that is the best thing you can tell me. Is I've got a lot of athletes that just in their own way will say thank you, and that's the only validation that I think that I need to know that I'm doing the right thing with my life.
For sure.
Is this. So is my hobby, is my passion the same? Hanging out with my daughter, having the free time now to hang out with my kid, because I was in chiropractic school when I got up here, and it was cool,
Sure.
fine. But you sit in a classroom 12 hours a day, 12 hours a day.
No quality of life.
No quality of life for the time
spent.
spent. And and to the people that are in chiropractic school at Life University, if any of you see this, good for you. You're doing what you love, and I'm very proud of you. But for me, I fell out of love with it.
Yep.
And when my daughter was born, I should say, when my daughter was born, everything changed. And when she was 2, she got sick. And I'm sitting in a classroom for 12 hours a day. My kid's in a hospital bed. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my world?
Priorities
I shouldn't be doing this
quickly.
So my priorities shifted quickly. I left school. And I'm broke. I got a penny to my name. I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
You do what you have to do, and that's the bravery.
Yeah.
And its most sincere sense is, you have to have money and do things in this world to get by, but family first, and especially your own flesh and blood. You have to take care of it.
And I think that's the code of entrepreneurs too. Is you can't be afraid of a damn thing.
That's right.
You have to be fearless. You don't go into a job every day and collect a paycheck. You are the paycheck.
Yep.
You eat what you kill.
That's right.
The end.
That's right.
And for me, it's funny. We'll go back to Life University. They say this thing is called a lasting purpose. What is your lasting purpose? My lasting purpose is my daughter.
Yep.
She's 7 years old, and she's a rock star. And I'm her daddy, and I am a god to her.
Yep.
Which is weird, because it's like,
she holds you in such high regard, though. You're a great dad.
Yeah. I mean, we do stuff. We're bros, we're inseparable, and that's my lasting purpose, and that's why I have the blessing in my life to get to do what I want to do every day, which is coach athletes.
Yeah.
Because these people believe in my message,
Sure.
They believe in what I'm trying to do, and it gives them that sense of, this is great. My own purpose as an athlete, my purpose is being fulfilled because this guy believes in what I'm trying to do.
Yep.
And again, that's the best thank you can get, is that you watch an athlete hit a snatch, a clean and jerk, a squat PR, a deadlift PR, a personal record. Goddamn, dude, it's fire.
Yeah.
It just burns hotter and hotter and hotter. You're just throwing more coal on the fire every time you see this person succeed. That's That's my white rabbit. Watching people be badass in what they love to do, and then it transitions into their life outside of the gym.
Yeah.
What a
huge impact.
What an amazing thing that we get to do. You like with financial planning. I mean, you get to help people take the steps they want to take to build a better life for their families.
That's right.
Like Jesus, what a fabulous thing
it's
you
an
get to
unbelievable,
do.
and I take a ton of pride and a lot of humility in what I'm able to do. And it's when you can leave people better than you found them, that's the goal. And it's a lot of it's helping them now, but planning for the future. And things that you're doing is very similar, very parallel with watching these kids and adults grow spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. You're on a journey with them,
and it changes your mindset.
Yeah,
it changes your mindset because you get to think about man. I wonder what my buddy Nate's doing right now.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting in his office listening to tunes and closing a deal.
Yeah.
You know, what's Carl doing? You know, he's probably sitting in his office listening to tunes, closing a deal. What's Carlos doing? You know, Carlos is helping people. You know, with living. You know, he does physical therapy and he works at a company called Play, and you know he's closing deals.
Nice
dudes. They're crushing it.
Yep.
You know, Amber's doing great hair. Melanie's closing deals. You know, everybody, you know, on our team. You know, Danny.
It bleeds into all parts of life.
Oh man,
for sure.
Danny's crushing school. You know, I mean, these kids are killing it.
That's
and
awesome.
the little kids are killing it too. I got a 5-year-old did a damn 30-inch box jump last week.
That's incredible.
She's 5.
Yeah, doing almost 3 feet.
Doing almost like the damn box is right at her noggin, and she. Wow.
So
incredible.
If you could be remembered for one thing, legacy, or quote, or something to leave behind for the world, what would that be?
If I could be remembered for just one thing,
or it could be more than one. Yeah.
I'd say, you know, I just want people to know that I gave it everything.
Sure.
And that you know, they got the best version of me every single day. You know, my legacy is my daughter and my team, and I want people to see my team and be like, those guys kick ass. And I want people to see my daughter and be like, that child is a rock star. And it doesn't need to come back to me.
Sure.
I don't care.
Sure.
I ain't
Let
shit.
them feel it.
Yeah, I ain't shit. I don't care. You know, if people see my team or they see my child and they don't think of me, I just don't care.
Sure.
It's not, you know, years and years and years ago, if you asked me the same question, I want to be like, I want everybody to know that I'm awesome.
Yeah.
No. I want people to know that my kid's awesome. I want people to know that my team is awesome. I want people to know that, you know, these guys are succeeding in everything they do. And it's not because of me particularly. It's because a little bit of me is within
Sure.
what they are going to do.
Yep.
Just the tiny little bit, even if it's a grain of
You
salt.
made a difference. You helped.
Yeah, as long as I can help them to live better, then fine, done. I don't need anything.
Mission
else.
accomplished.
Mission accomplished. I don't need anything else. So I guess, in a nutshell, just, you know, do I want to be remembered? I mean, sure, everybody wants to be remembered, but I'd rather people see my. I guess I want people to see my accomplishments through the accomplishments of
Others.
That sounds weird.
No, but
that sounds weird. But
it's real. And
but it's just, you know, I guess that's it. My team and my kid. Like that's what I want people to know. He was a good dad. He was a good coach, and he gave us everything. He gave us.
It's an amazing standard to set. It's something that's definitely admirable. Yeah. So I appreciate that. So for you, this is your moment here. A few moments to plug an idea or anything you want to talk about, and then how can people learn more about you and get in touch with you? Contact information.
You know, bottom line, do or do better. Do or do better. You know, you don't. I don't believe in failure. I think failure is a lie. I think it's negative, and I don't think it does you any good or any justice. I got people all the time say, "Oh, I failed. Oh, I suck. Oh, I this. Oh, I that." No, you don't. That's a bullshit attitude, and you know it. You either succeed or you learn. Now, if you don't learn from your mistakes, then yes, you're failing. You're failing yourself tremendously, and shame on you. But You succeed or you learn. That's my go home message. Succeed or learn, do or do better.
Yep.
Because you're not failing. No one, you missed a lift. What'd you do wrong?
Sure.
Oh, I overpulled, or I underpulled, or my legs aren't strong. Fine. You're not strong. Great. You learned. Good. Jocko Willink. Good.
Good.
That's one of the
good.
best. That's one of the best 1 minute blocks in the world.
Sure.
Is him just saying good.
Yep.
My God. Oh yeah, I didn't do this. Good.
Yeah.
You succeed or you learn.
Amazing
If
mentality.
if you only fail if you don't give a shit.
If you give up.
If you
give
give
up,
up,
you walk away and never try again.
Yeah. If you don't learn from your mistakes, then yeah, you fail. Sorry.
Good.
Get your life. Good.
Good. So, how can people get in touch with you? So, social media, any kind of web information, contact information, if they want to reach out to you, learn more about what you do.
Social media, in my opinion, the internet, all that stuff is probably the greatest invention of our
time for
our
sure.
time for sure.
Yeah.
Agriculture and internet.
Yeah.
That's it. Agriculture and internet. So my Instagram is at Atlanta Performance. My personal, if you want to learn more about me as a dude, it's at Dad Bod Barbell.
Love it.
Dad Bod Barbell, all one piece. There's another Dad Bod Barbell out there, but he's got like underscores in between.
Okay.
I'm like, you're not me.
Yeah.
You go.
Good for you.
So,
Own it.
dude, no. So Dad Bod Barbell, Atlanta Performance. The website's coming, atlantaperformance.com. This is, again, this is something that, has been building for a long time, and I
awesome.
finally just put a coat of paint on it
Yep.
and a name.
Yep.
And it's been within the last 3 months that I decided, hey, this is what it's going to be.
That's awesome.
For a while, it was just, hey, we're a team. We're all hanging out and doing shit. But now it's like, all right, I'm a grown boy. I need to behave, and I need to actually make it a real thing, so that these people actually feel like it's a team.
Yep.
So,
Well, this is the amazing, powerful, incomparable Robert Hall. I'm Jesse Tedesco. Please be sure to check out Robert and all his social media platforms, and stay tuned to get information on next week's episode. It drops at 8 p.m. on Monday. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Take care.
thank you. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
This was fabulous.
Yeah, you're the man.